All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Hannah Perkey, CEO of Evelo Team, and I am with Bob Warner, one of our senior realtor partners, and we're back for our monthly market update. So we'll be talking about January today, and we'll keep it quick, but we have some facts for you just to keep you up to date on what's happening here. So Bob, I'll let you jump right in. What was happening in the local housing market in January?
Perfect. Well, I'll just start off and get going right at it, share my screen here, and we'll kind of go over the same things we go over each month. So first up is that median sales price. So for the month ending January 2022, our market's median sales price was at 242. That was down a little bit from December, but I think the most important number here, this is our January to January. So we had another 15+% rise in our median sales price in our market, which is pretty remarkable. So in January 2021, we were at 210. We ended at 242 for January 2022. Next up, we just kind of look at that cumulative days on market, or average days on market. So went down a little bit both year over year and month over month. We've really been fluctuating in kind of like that 5 to 8 day range. So again, median days on market there is about 6 for the month ending January. Next up real quick is just that absorption rate, or the supply of inventory. So if no other homes came on the market, how long would it take the market to absorb or sell all the inventory? It looks shocking because it says we went up 32.6% month over month, but just remember that's going from 0.6 to a 0.8 month supply. And we actually are still down yet again year over year, down 18% over January 2021. And then the last slide up on this front is just that average percent of list price received. Actually, the first time we've been slightly under 100 in the last few months at 99.3%. Remember, obviously, there's many homes that sell for over list price, and there's some mostly kind of higher end homes or maybe lower end homes that sell for a little bit under list price. So this is just that average overall. And that is a little bit down from December, and then up a little bit from the same period last year.
Okay. I think that inventory number is so helpful for us to talk on, because a lot of people are asking right now, like, well, what's going to happen with the market? Is it going to change? Are things going to balance out? So we've been under a month of inventory for close to 2 years now, it looks like by your chart. So we're at 0.8 months worth of inventory. So tell us what that looks like played out.
Yeah, the headline actually in today's local newspaper was, there's not going to be any change until we hit a recession. I didn't read the whole article yet, but the reality is that's the truth. Okay. So we first started tracking this little chart here, which is kind of 5 of our popular north central Indianapolis area suburbs. I think we first started tracking it when it went under 500, or very close to there. I was reasonably astounded when I did this one. I think last month, it was the first time we went under 200. And today we're actually under 150 active listings across these 5 suburbs. And only 2 of those 142 listings are under $250,000. So that's big changes for our market. As you said, it certainly doesn't appear that the inventory issue is going to be resolved anywhere in the near future. And then it probably is a matter of how long might it be before the country as a whole kind of starts to go through its next little economic recession hiccup. And then we might start to see a little bit of relief in that, but obviously none of us have the crystal ball to determine when that might take place.
Yeah. And I know we've said this before, and this is not just a push for us, but just as you guys, if you're considering purchasing, it doesn't mean it's not a good time to purchase, but I think it's so important that you look at what are the strategies that a realtor is doing, because we have to be very creative in a market like this, because the inventory is very limited, right? So, all right, so let's talk about purchasing and interest rates. How are interest rates right now?
Yeah, so another one of those things we like to track is that average interest rate. So we've been going up. So the chart here, you'll see for the weekend at last week, the average in the country, and obviously there's lots of things that influence that, but 3.69%. If you look just a couple months back, we were floating right around 3, right? So we've gone up greater than a half a point in just a few months. And the expectation is that at least throughout 2022, that number is probably going to continue to increase. So one of the things we throw in every couple months is just what exactly does that mean? So this kind of illustrates your purchasing power as those interest rates go up. So maybe there's been some people sitting on the sidelines thinking prices are climbing too high. I'm going to wait for prices to come down. Well, unfortunately, the only thing that's happened is those prices have continued to rise. And now interest rates are continuing to rise. And if that trend kind of continues historically, the interest rates are still near all-time lows, right? If you were to look at history as a whole, instead of just looking at the last 2 years, they're still very favorable to buyers, but that purchasing power keeps going down. I'll just say, let's look at a $300,000 purchase price. Let's say 3.75, right? If we go up another half point, you can look at it one of two ways. Either your monthly payment is going to be an extra $100 a month for that same house, or if you want to keep your monthly payment near that $1,389, now all you're going to be able to do is purchase a $280,000 house. So the longer that those interest rates continue to rise, again, it's one of two choices. You either purchase at a lower price point or your monthly payment is going to increase.
Yeah, and I think that's so important for you guys to see that information and to digest it. We talk to a lot of people where they're frustrated with the market and they say, hey, we're going to rent for another year. And it's like, we wish we could go back a year and be like, hey, see what the changes are. And we expect that to continue. So that's what we'd advise around, is take advantage of these interest rates now versus waiting for them to go up and the purchase prices to equally go up, right? So yeah. Awesome. Great info. All right. So as we wrap up, Bob, what are any final thoughts as we review January and kind of where the real estate market is right now?
Yeah, so you kind of hit on this a little bit ago, right? We just celebrated the Super Bowl this past weekend. So this is our kind of our how to win and as a buyer in a seller's market, right? So just real quick on the highlights, build your team, right? Make sure you have experts on your side that have been through this, that have seen the market changes, and that have helped people come out on the winning side, right? We're going to make those strategic plays, kind of playing on the football pun, consider what's in and out of bounds, and be ready for the competition, right? It's out there. And just like a football game, you may not necessarily win every single time, but we are successfully getting buyers under contract every single week. And we can continue to do that. We just need to obviously get together, connect, and work through that plan so that we can help you be successful.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at info@eveloteam.com or by calling or texting 317-863-9011. We appreciate it and we hope you have a great day.
Perfect.